I found myself feeling unfulfilled. I was working every day and had nothing else to do in the evenings. So I started looking for a project car while my wife was in classes, and I thought that'd be a good way to learn something new on top of having something to be really proud of. So when it came to picking out a car, I really wasn't set on a C3. I was looking all over for all different types of cars, and ever since I was in college, I found C3s to look really cool and be, I think, reasonably priced for how cool they are. So when I got the chance to find a 327 4-speed manual classic car, it's what I went with. We loaded up a trailer and went down to West Virginia to pick it up. It was dirtier than I thought it would be, but I was excited. I remember the car ride home the most, constantly looking back at the trailer and seeing it sit back there and finding it hard to believe that was going to be my car, or was my car now, and thinking about all the times I've seen someone else driving on the highway with a cool car on a trailer and finally getting to live a little bit of that life was really exciting for me. We got it home, and I don't have much car restoration experience, so I thought it would be a series of little projects. When we first looked at it, we thought it was a decent base. I didn't have much experience with fiberglass, so it was looking at everything else I've looked at when buying used cars, checking the frame for rust, checking the motor turns over, checking your diff and brakes and all of that. That when I got it back here and realized that entire parts were missing that I didn't even know existed, because again, I just didn't do a ton of research. I sort of jumped in and figured out that I'd have a map as I went, and every time we started to take one step forward, we'd have to take 2 steps back, as we would realize that one part wasn't right. It was someone else's project when we got it, that was never finished, from the 80s. So half of the parts that were on it didn't belong to that year of car, and the other half that were on it were so garbage that they had to get restored or replaced entirely. Overall, the frame and motor and everything was great on it. It's just all the little details that needed work that I didn't expect to do, really. The biggest challenge has been the fiberglass. Not only not having much experience with it, it's not one of the things that I can just Google and learn. That's been one of the things I'm most grateful for in the project, is not only the Corvette community who has awesome forums and things like that to learn on, but the vast resources online, finding the assembly manuals from 1968, finding YouTube videos of people who are doing exactly the stuff I'm doing on maybe a slightly different year, but you can figure it out. So I've been lucky that someone around here had a lot of fiberglass and painting experience. Having him, this awesome painter, be able to come in and help, and he was able to assess the fiberglass with some of his experience, and we learned just how bad the front end was, that it must have been in a wreck at some point. That's always been the challenge, is those intricate mechanical concepts that you don't know if you didn't grow up around cars and didn't have someone who was teaching you. And that's why, having a shop and nonprofit that's working with students who are willing to put in time and effort and learn is something that's valuable beyond compare. If I had to be doing this alone in a garage and didn't have friends or a community here, the motivation would be almost impossible to get out there and know that I had no idea what I was doing, or to try and figure it out. I'm more motivated than ever. It was a rut. We got the nose and it was exciting, and we could lay it on there. Seeing how good the wheel wells actually should look, seeing how crisp the line should be, really makes me excited, and I'm more excited, more motivated than ever, and I'm especially excited because I think we're gonna have something really, really awesome to be proud of when we're done.